Welcome back. Now, prior to completing her chef qualification at Prue Leith Culinary Institute, Lindo Mbalati worked at Ernst Young, Netcare Hospitals as a lecturer at Varsity College, Sandton. Originally from Richards Bay, she holds a Bachelor of Commerce in Financial Management, Sciences and Honours in Taxation from the University of Pretoria. Above all, her achievements being a chef was always something she wanted to pursue. Well, she joins us this morning to share more on her culinary journey. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning to you.
What is your earliest memory of your grandmother in the kitchen, helping you or teaching you how to cook?
When we had to go to creche and she would just wake us all up, prepare, whether it was like a sandwich and tea or a sandwich and coffee, just like that whole gathering with our cousins. And I mean, even lunch, she would just prepare a whole bowl and we'd all eat around that bowl and just like who's gonna get the biggest share. So that was my earliest grandmother memory. Yeah.
Talk to us about then the decision to study something else and then a chef.
So funny enough, I had asked my parents, I was like, please, can I go to culinary school? They were like, no, that's not a career. What do you mean? I was like, no. I'm like, it's something I really want to pursue. And they're like, can you pick something proper? Can you pick a career maybe? Yeah. So then finance was the other option that I went with.
Did you even enjoy finance?
I did. I did. I always make the most of what I'm given, so I did. I went all the way to tax and honours, so yeah.
So at what point did you decide, okay, we've done this bit, now time to focus on my first love?
When I finished my articles. Yeah. So I did my articles, finished, and then I was like, now I'm doing what I want to do. Yeah. So I was like, Mom, yeah, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I'm taking over now. Yeah.
And then how did it all start for you? So you are ready to be a chef now. Where do you even begin?
So I began at school, as I've always thought, like you have to study what you love and be the best at it. So I then registered to go to culinary school. I do short courses, I do the whole program, and I'm like, now I'm going to do what I love. And from there, I'm like, what is my identity though? What do I like doing? And I'm like, I like elevating everyday food. So I'm going to take what we know and actually just, you know, put it to private school and go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who said to you, you know what, you're actually very good? You know, it's one thing to think, well, I'm good, but, you know, you should get approval from, you know, maybe your lecturers and other people.
So my family has always thought I was good. I was always that girl who did the scones. I was always that one who, I was always that person. And then my husband was like, you're really good at this. You should definitely pursue it. And that's when we went all out. So the support at home was really, really immense. And that's when I went for it.
And how important is that, you know, to have that major support from your family and people that, you know, love you?
It is so important. I mean, right now I serve as an executive at D&G in finance, and I'm a mom, I'm a wife, you know, I'm also a chef. So it is so important to have all that support because then you get to go further. You know, we always talk about the struggle of I can't do this, I can't do that. But when you have so much support, you're able to be your best and do so much more. Yeah. And that's exactly what I've had the chance to do.
What's been the highlight so far?
Waking up and cooking every day. Yeah, it's something that we take for granted and something that we're like, oh, I have to cook again. For me, though, it's a special thing. It's a special moment every day, and I'm so grateful for it. So that is the highlight for me.
I want to talk about some of your dishes. What are we looking at the moment?
This is bruschetta. So it has some mozzarella and tomatoes as well as pesto. So this you'd serve as an appetizer.
Right.
So as your guests come in, they grab a drink, they grab a bit of an appetizer, and the conversation starts flowing.
And you said you like turning everyday food into...
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that. Why is that so important?
It is so important for me because we often look down on food because we don't know what to make of it. I mean, you have turmeric that you bought for that curry. Now what do you do with it? Turn it into a latte. You know, you have butternut that you bought for a butternut side dish. Now turn it into a soup, roast it first, get the most out of it, intensify the flavor. And that's exactly what I like to do. I mean, I grow my own vegetables in the garden, and here you have fennel that I took from the garden. I'm like, oh, hey, I have orange in my pantry or in my fridge. So now let's put a salad together and get some nuts going, get some mint from the garden, whatever you have. Put it all together and make a delicious meal out of it.
And how important is that you grow your own herbs, though? I see a lot of chefs do that. Their own backyard, they have their own little gardens there.
It is so important because then you know where it comes from. but also it's just taking that extra care to what you love doing.
Right.
You know, when you love something, you just want to give it all. So I take that extra care in growing my own garden, I mean, my own herbs and my own vegetables in the garden. But also the fact that you can have it on standby. You don't have to go to the shop now to go get parsley. And you can just garnish your food or have it in the dish and mix it up and elevate it.
What soup is this?
This is a broccoli and potato soup.
Right.
So you have potatoes that are chilling, you have a broccoli that you bought for a side. Now I'm like, what am I going to do with it? Let's make a soup out of it.
I like that. I like the idea of
Yeah.
that. So it's Sunday. What are you making?
Sunday I'm making a crayfish curry, probably.
Right.
Yes. You did have it up now, and I'm just going to have that with my family. We set up outside, we have nice conversations, reflect on the week, and we just take it from there.
What are you serving crayfish curry with?
I make my own naan bread.
Right.
Or rice.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's always the fun of it.
And I imagine a curry doesn't need too many elements.
No,
It's just because there's so much flavor in there already.
Already. I mean, you just take the spices that you have in your pantry. And I always advocate for that. Use what you have in your pantry and use it up. Put whatever you have. You know that fish sometimes goes well with a coconut. If you have that coconut tin that you bought from many, many months ago, use it now. You know, if you have cream or you have something else. But just fish on its own always, I mean, it's always a winner. Yeah.
What's your signature dish?
Signature dish? Polenta.
Yeah.
With some wagyu steak and some chimichurri.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first I ever hear of okay, all right.
It's different flavors put together to elevate it to a nice dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've spoken to many chefs, so a polenta is a surprise to me because it doesn't necessarily become a signature dish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the flavors of that creaminess and then the beef and then that citrus. Oh, it's not like a citrus, it's like the acidity that comes in the chimichurri. And then you put that all into one bite. It's like explosions. It goes everywhere.
How much of an advocate are you of exploring flavors? You know, so because you hear a lot of it that, you know, food is in the flavor. You know, flavorless food is just...
It's bland. I'm a big advocate of that. And I mean, if you look at how we've always influenced each other as people, as cultures. Yeah. I mean, we eat a lot of maize. Mexico eats maize. People eat maize, and so why don't you learn from how they're doing it? I mean, the other day I was in DRC and they were eating goat in a different way than we do.
Yeah.
We boil our goat and they actually braai their goat. So that is like such a thing for me where you explore different flavors, but then you're also getting ideas as to how else to elevate your food. How else do you take it further in terms of flavor? Why don't you put onion and peppers and all of those things in your goat for once, you know? Yeah. So that gives it more flavor and you explore a different side to the ingredient that you didn't know before.
I like the idea. Any plans for a book?
Of course, always.
How far are those plans?
Those plans are quite far at the moment, but it's something that I'm working on every day. So it's actually active steps.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Good luck in your career.
Thank you so much
it's so good to have a chef in studio. The secret chef, Lindo Mbalati. For more of her work, you can go follow her on her social media network, as well as everything you need to know is on her website. All right. Let's take a few tweets.